Notre Dame quick off the tip, gets it inside to Maddie Westbeld. An easy 2 points there for Notre Dame on their home floor. Boston College in that slate gray. Take a look at their starting five. JoJo Lacey's been playing really well as of late. Their freshman, Taina Merritt, point guard, keep an eye on her. Daly, Wagner, and Gakding on the inside.
Look how quickly Notre Dame converts from defense to offense.
Watson had it blocked by Gakding on the inside.
One of the things Boston College wants to do is try to score quickly in the early part of the shot clock, but if they don't have it, they don't mind shortening this game and giving Notre Dame less offensive possessions.
Miles picks the ball up. She's off to the races and is fouled. Wagner.
Oh, Olivia Miles, you're going to earn it at the free throw line today.
Does a good job of getting to the line for the Irish.
And they all have increased their role from last year to this year, those that are sophomores and juniors.
That is Daly, who had the ball knocked away. Andrea Daly, one of the X factors, according to her coach, but you got to get back in defensive transition. That was one of the keys from Joanna Burnaby-McNamee, and the Eagles not getting there that time. Citron capitalized. 5-0 start for the Irish. Citron with the drive, makes it look easy. She has 4.
Citron and Miles love those one-handed drives. So quickly getting the ball up on the glass.
Good move, and now Wagner has some points for BC. Miles dishes to Westbeld. Gakding turns and looks. She can hit from there. Average is just under 12 per game for the Eagles this season.
And when they can score, Jen, they can set their full court pressure. You got to be careful of opening up the floor against Notre Dame because they can do this on the backside. They can score.
And Notre Dame offensively putting up some big numbers. 84 points per game, ranked second in the conference. They lead the league in field goal percentage, or second in three-point percentage.
They are so good offensively. That's why you have to be disruptive. If you let them do what they want to do, they are too tough.
Right now, the Irish running the floor, and one coming for Miles.
This is all primary or secondary on the break.
Andrea Daly committing the foul, putting Miles back on the free throw line. Eight-point lead now, largest so far in the early going here in South Bend for the Irish. Daly looking back door. The Irish ready for it. Miles back behind to Citron. KK Bransford, only freshman on this Notre Dame team, number 14 in the game. Miles, too easy. BC would like to run as well. They've had a tough time when they've gotten right there in the paint.
See, Daly has gotten in the paint 3 times and hasn't converted. Now she has to be able to make those plays.
You know Mabry can knock him down. Mayer, just a bit strong. Cold shooting continues for Boston College.
See, they haven't been to the free throw line. They're turning the ball over. They're taking the shots that Notre Dame wants them to take. The last possession when Van Timmeren had that 3, that's the first time they've reversed the ball. They are
Ebo has her shot blocked.
Jen.
It's keeping them at least in a little bit close, but another turnover. Not going to help the cause for Boston College. Well, they get it right back, though. Now can they convert on the offensive end where they're just 2 for 10 to start this game? Mayer lost it a little bit on the way, but still made good.
Yeah, I think Mabry got a hand on that. That's why it was not a travel. But BC right now has more turnovers than points.
Mabry finds Bransford, and she is fouled. Bransford, McDonald's All-American, 2-time Ms. Ohio basketball out of Cincinnati.
A player who's going to have a bright future at Notre Dame. She's a player that has almost as many free throws as made baskets this season. It's very telling about her scout and the way to defend her.
Mayer. Seen a couple of her shots, either front iron or back iron. Haven't quite found the right touch yet. This will go out of bounds, stay on this end. 11-1 on the season, 2-0 in conference play. Narrowly got out of Coral Gables on Thursday night with the victory. And Miami really pushed this Notre Dame team. Bransford's going back to the free throw line here. Daly picking up her second personal. Shot off the inbounds, around and out for Van Timmeren. Miles sees Bransford up ahead. And then whack. This is a little more of what BC would like to do when they're flowing into their... It's tough to balance that though sometimes, Deb. You know when you want to run, but you don't want to get in a track meet with this Notre Dame team that's so good in offensive transition as well.
Back to the line.
And the ESPN app. Number 17, Duke, will head to Raleigh, who just joined the team the day after Christmas. She's an early enrollee, made her debut 3 days after joining the team on Thursday at Miami. Citron
knocks it off the BC player and keeps possession under the basket, and they've been very good on their blobs. Got to get back, build your wall, make them score against your defense in a quarter court.
Miles turns it over this time, and the Eagles take... That concerns you.
Well, I've been concerned about Notre Dame turning the ball over, especially in late game situations. This year they've had some examples where...
Mayer, freshman point guard for the Eagles, around and out. And then on the break. Good run last season with the team.
Great on-ball defender, terrific distributor, great target inside, and Ruth Riley led him to a national championship.
At 6'4", you could see the height advantage she had on the play. Mayer, well read as Mabry steals it and then tiptoes to stay in bounds. Mabry going back to Watson. Why not? Kayla Lazama committing the foul. Gakdang is trying to get her game going inside. She has 2 points.
Again, Watson doesn't let her get buried. You know, doesn't let her get deep in the paint.
They're an 81% free throw shooter on the season. Men's hoops, this is what we've got coming up next week. We always start at 12 noon, but look at these 2 games. In Chapel Hill, we'll follow this Irish team as they take on 13th ranked North Carolina.
As her team has turned it over, you don't get a chance to really plan for the things that you've worked on. Now this right here would be an example. She hasn't played on the road against a top 5 team before. This is going to be a tremendous learning experience for her and her teammates.
Yeah, Boston College as a team has not played a true road game since November. Players off the bench, some more minutes in this game. Nat Marshall's been on the floor. Told you Brown was out there, still is as well. Second team foul, so... The league this year, Debbie, is going to be so exciting as we continue to go. You know, you and I got to see NC State and Duke. That was a good game for the Blue Devils, a great game. In fact, they got the win on the road against a ranked Wolfpack team. Ranked Virginia Tech team lost on Thursday.
My estimation, there's 4 or 5 teams that could win. The winner in this league is going to have 3 or 4 losses. I think that's how tough it's going to be. And the only team they play twice out of the top teams is Louisville, and their last regular season game will be on the road at Louisville.
Yeah, we told you we will be in Chapel Hill to see
separation by Jenna Brown, the senior transfer from Stanford.
To run the point with Taina Mayer on the bench in foul trouble for Boston College. 13th turnover leads to more points. 6 for 30 from the floor, 20% clip. To our ACC women's basketball doubleheaders here on ACCN. See what you might have missed in the league. Meanwhile, Notre Dame a point away from 50 in the first half. Daly can't get it. Van Timmer in the offense. Olivia Miles, little spin. Looking for Westbeld, has it swatted. Gokdang, one of the best in the country last year as a freshman, doing that for Boston College as Daly gets the 2 points out of it.
That is the 8th block for Boston College in this game.
Now their defense has made some nice plays, but when they haven't gotten back, Debbie, they've opened up those corridors for Notre Dame to have an easy look on the inside. This is Daly, sophomore out of Miami.
And BC's not a team that shoots the three very well, so you see Notre Dame, everyone playing in the gap.
The Eagles would like to be a bit more than they were in the first half. Only had 4 free throw attempts, misses her first.
They have the ability to score on the backside of all that pressure. So if you build too much pressure up front, they can throw over the top.
Miles foul.
Probably see KK Bransford in pretty quickly off that Notre Dame bench. She's got 13, pretty efficient for the freshman.
Yes, perfect from the free throw line as well. I mean, she averages 14.9 per game, which is just behind Miles' 15. She just does everything.
And she is an excellent basketball player. She handles, she passes, she sees the floor, she can score, she understands personnel on the defensive end. It'd be interesting if you polled the coaches in the ACC, like
scoring, rebounding, assists, steals. And Citron named ACC Freshman of the Year last year. She picks up the offensive foul on that play. She was a first-team All-ACC selection last year, an honorable mention All-American by AP.
And that's not saying anything negative about Miles. Kenny Brooks's boat named. We can at least poll the coaches and find out, you know, who they would prefer, you know, anonymously, not giving up. See, look at that play. Not the opponent is what matters here. Because if you're playing UConn, like they played UConn and won, you play like that, you're going to win a lot of games. Of a team that has this kind of margin right now on the scoreboard, but also has a greater vision for what's coming down the road.
Yeah, I think you and I were talking about that with Niele when we spoke with her yesterday. What was so impressive about that UConn was the fact that it came right after their loss in the last seconds to Maryland, their only loss of the season.
After that tough loss to Maryland on a buzzer beater by Diamond Miller.
In this game for KK Bransford, the freshman, Joanna Burnaby-McNamee, a couple times now this season, she genuinely likes the potential of this team. They've got great chemistry, and if they could just...
Very good Georgia Tech basketball team. That's a good win for them at home. You got to learn how to play on the road.
Notre Dame is just outscoring the Eagles by 1.
Well, because BC has to turn the ball over, right?
Daly eventually just goes back outside. Now under 10 to shoot for the Eagles. Daly drives it again, takes it with her left. It's good. Road at Virginia Tech. Perhaps.
You just called it out. She just, oh, I thought that was going to be the one.
I know.
That put her.
But yes, typically that is a part of Mabry's arsenal, a part of every 5 to shoot here. For 3, no. And the rebound, though, is
her team in the second half.
Since halftime in this quarter. Does have next Thursday off. Their next game will be our game that we've got next Sunday. Prosper's going to remember it. The freshman who just joined the team as an early enrollee the day after Christmas has her first points in an Irish uniform. Good move. as her first field goal.
And she's their best three-point shooter, and she has not been able to get in any sort of rhythm. And you got to give some credit to Notre Dame's D. But they like Citron off this Iverson action. Give her any space.
Gakdang's had a quiet afternoon. Player that Boston College.
Shots that she can score on. 5 minutes a game last year was her athleticism to improve upon her skill. She's going to be a very good player for Boston College.
Has the mismatch over the point guard Mayer, but doesn't finish. Mayer running the floor, gets it. Snap a pic or take a video, tag it with hashtag.
With the schedule that they have in front of them and have a chance to win in the ACC regular season. But I don't think it's a 3 losses, because I think 3 or 4 is going to win the league.
Crowd applauding as Prosper got a couple more points, getting some more minutes here today. And just her second appearance for Notre Dame. Bransford steps into the shot. It's good.
KK in the mid-range.
Well, she has 16 now. That matches her career high that she had against Ball State earlier this season. Has a couple more to her name.
I mean, she's showing off a little bit today here in the second half. That's what I said, you know, BC, no pressure. It's been a concern and the biggest question mark that I have about Notre Dame as they get a steal and a turnover by BC. Because they have all the tools and the talent. That's the biggest question mark to me.
Yeah, that loss, 66-63 to NC State in the NCAA tournament. That was part of the story there. I will say, though, that Neil Ivey felt fairly confident. She won't mind us having a little fun. Citron continues. Mayer up and over Citron, couldn't finish. Daly gets it back for the Eagles and adds 2 more. She's got 5 in this quarter, has really been good in the second half. 13 of her 15 coming after halftime.
Yeah, I think she's been very aggressive off the bounce and settled in much better than what she started the game, playing maybe too fast.
Daly, just a sophomore, only averaged about 5 minutes per game last season. Obviously, much bigger role now as Miles goes to the basket. So she is 17 points, 7 for 10 shooting, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Does have 5 turnovers.
Citron, I think, is the emotion of Miles. It works. It goes together.
I appreciate them sitting next to each other on the bench.
Yeah, we're not going with Fire and Ice. That's
no.
Corciani and Monroe from NC State back in the day.
Yeah,
on the men's side.
Nice drive there.
And if you need somebody to go to the gym and rebound, you can usually get the walk-on to go with you because they're willing to do that. That's the kind of selfless team players they usually are.
And they'll have to turn around in a hurry, head to Raleigh. There's Cernugal again. Prosper keeps it in the hands of the Irish, 2 on the shot clock.
Play and prepare for games. And now we get a chance to work on some of the things we need to work on. They'll be better for it.
As a reminder, every Sunday afternoon, you can get women's basketball here on ACCN.
Diamond Johnson definitely was a factor for NC State. But certainly, Duke played really well.
Tell you what, Daly has had herself a game here in the second half. 15 points after the break, 17 total in the game for Boston College. A bright spot to be sure. In a game where the Eagles got better, but just had, as you said, too far to go. Notre Dame flexing its muscle. They will get the win 85-48 and prove to 3-0 in conference play.